Good evening. Good evening, all, and welcome to today's program. Now, I have had to mute everyone. So when you want to, when you want to contribute, you just use the chat option, or you raise your hand up, and you'll be unmuted. You have to do this for orderliness today. Now, this program is organized by Page, Professional Accountants Group Email. It's a platform that's bringing together accountants that are from ICAN brands. So ICAN brand accountants are the ones coming together to see how they can add value, positive value to themselves, to the profession, to the institutes, and to the nation at large. Now, if you cannot hear me, please, can you just ping me through the chat option so that I can adjust my end. Now, I think we can go on. We know that a lot of us were here yesterday, and we promised to share the material. So, but we could not. I think it's best you provide an email where we can send the materials to. So I'll be sending you a link now. That link will pop up a form at your end. That form you provide us, although it's for both for new joiners and for existing members. So for existing members, just you check the box for not applicable. But for new joiners, just tick the box if you want to join the group. If you're a member of ICAN and you desire to join the group, it's not compulsory. Okay, so it's optional. Now, but the materials will be sent to the email you provide through this medium. So this is the link. I'm sending it through the chat option. So you just touch it and provide an email there. We'll send you the materials through the materials for yesterday and today. We are still on Excel, Microsoft Excel. We have covered mostly the lower part, for new joiners. So we want to go a step further. This time around, it will be, I think this will be very interesting. So let us see. Let's see. I'm trying to get back up through here. Meanwhile, if you have questions from yesterday, you can post it through the chat option, and we will address it. Questions from yesterday. No, don't put your email there. Put your email on the form. Go through the form. The form will ask you some questions. If you are not an ICAN member, just click the RA option. We will ignore it. The training is actually meant to promote ICAN members, employees of companies owned by ICAN members, and things like that. We want to see how we can support each other. We want to see how we add value, reduce business costs significantly, make our members more efficient when they are in their place of work. More members are joining. So just touch that form. Oh, you said the form is no longer accepting response. Let me see. I'll check my end. Don't worry, I'll rectify that later. Let's see how we can continue. More people are joining, so let me accept them. We will be starting in 20 Just 5 minutes more, pick up. You're going to use that same link, but I will update it from my end to make it able to accept. I just need a few minutes to get to do that. More late joiners. For this training, uh, you know, I want to start by telling you that this form looks like the ones that you filled before, okay? But it's not the same. The banner in front looks like that, same, but let me even change this. New. Now, for members that are already members of Page, yes, it's possible that you filled this form before, but we are using it now for the purpose of sending you the training material. You know, we need to send the slides and probably the link to the video for this particular training for yesterday and today. So we need that your email, the email that you provide now, will be captured separately, and that's what we're using. So we have just 1 minute to take off. That's the link to the new form. That's the link, Kazim. Is it Nwokolo? That's the link, please. Just accept it there. The form should be accepting data now. Somebody already sent in his, so it's already capturing data. Don't be very comfortable doing this. Okay, so now this sheet, let me see. Can we share this sheet? I want to see if I can share it with everyone. Let me see how do I share. Chat option. Chat option. Hmm. I want to be able to send file to you. I'm trying to see. I can't find anything. Now, please let's move on. Now we have this Microsoft Excel sheet in front of us. This sheet is broad and contains a lot of data. So we have the name of the company, ABC Limited, ABC Company, Trading Company. Let me delete this, run it. ABC Trading Company. We have the staff, assuming that this information is information from the sales department or account department in regards to the sales. So we want to start by taking off this because I want us to have enough computation as much as possible. Clear content. Okay. Ideally, when you have reports like this is sales for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. The last column there is total. Now, total, after total, you have goals, monthly goals. Now, this company gave their staff a monthly sales target of 1 million naira. 1 million naira. And they are saying that if you're able to hit this target, you should have a 2% of your monthly sales target as your bonus. Apart from that, they also have departmental bonus. Departmental bonus is for everyone. For if you're able to hit the departmental target, you get some other additional bonus. We're increasing the number. Our numbers is increasing. So now, all this stuff every month the target to hit the target. So now this column is to capture the total. Now the way we can do it based on what we learned last time. I did not get any question from last session, so I assume everything went in smooth. Kiki, your internet is not stable. Olushola said no audio. No audio, please. What does that mean? Are you not hearing? Are you not hearing me? Please, if you are hearing me, say yes. Just type yes. So everyone is hearing me now. What I did was I mute everybody except myself. So if you have something to say, please just think there should be another gesture option there. Let me see. Odushola, you need to check your. Odushola, check your end, please. Perfect. So now this sheet has rows. These are the rows: row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, row 5, up to row 20. Up to row 20 at the base. So what it means is that row 1, this row 1 is record 1, record 2, like that and like that to the end. These are the rows. Now these rows, we need to add them up. So like yesterday, I said we have different options. The old school method is to type, to use your calculator once on one side and punching the total there. Another method could be to hold the equals to sign and then type 100 plus 100 plus 102 plus whatever. But we're saying that style is not a modern approach. Don't go that way when you're using Excel. Try to optimize Excel, your use of Excel. So what I recommend is you use the sum, SUM. You highlight from this point to that point, then bracket close, or you just say enter. The total will come up. Another way is for you to highlight the area, the region that you want to sum this way. Then you use this AutoSum key at the top here. At the top here, under Home tab, you have AutoSum at the top. You can use it to get the total. So you can then pull this down. Now, this brings us to what I call copy and paste. Now, copy and paste in Excel comes with different, is a unique thing, that a unique feature, which if you don't understand it, you might make a mess of the entire workbook. So now, I'm just simply going to copy this. Since the first formula is correct, I paste it on the others. So technically, what I've done is I have summed up everything from the first record to the last. So we have total there. Likewise, at the base here too, I want to have total for week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, and week 6. And no, just week 4. So I'll just go to the base here. I can either say equal to, or I'll hold the entire column to the point where I want to put the total. Then I just go to the sum, AutoSum, and the AutoSum will appear. Now look closely from my end here. The total is squeezed. So when you have cases like this, all you need to do is to expand the column. To expand the column, I told you yesterday that you double click, you take the cursor to the middle, the middle of the two columns. Then you wait for this C sign to come up with an arrow. So for instance, this is it. See the T sign with 2 pointed arrows on both sides. You just double click and it will come in to fit. Do the same for the others. Same. Now, then I will then expand auto fit. Now, so we now have the total, weekly total. So we need the total for the month. Total for the month, you do the same. It's just trying to capture the first. So you can use the other one. Either you copy this one from this point to that, or you put in the equals to sign and start from there. I told you yesterday that equals to unlocks the power of Excel when it has to do with. Oh, somebody said it's not seeing what I'm doing. Who is this? Let me see. I can't see what you're doing. I can't hear you. Olushola Adeyinka cannot hear me. I don't know of others. I can't see what you're doing. Oh, let me. I'm trying to enlarge the screen as recommended by somebody, remember there, so that everyone can see. So can you see? Can you see it now? Babatunde Abimbola, can you see clearly now? Yes, I've just done that. I zoomed my end. I zoomed it. Can But I need a confirmation. Are you saying that you cannot record from your end? Somebody is saying he needs permission. Perfect. So now I think we're on track. But there's someone that says he cannot hear me. Please check your. If you cannot, if you cannot hear me, check your mic. Please. Okay, good. So we now have rows and columns. So if you want to look at the formula here, let me take off this formula so we can start from this point again. Clear content. Now, I said to bring the total sales for the month. All I need to do is to highlight this area. Then, sorry, let me I need these people. In the future, we might be locking the time members come because it's really interrupting the flow. So when you highlight this area, you use this sum option at the top. At the top, this sum will bring the total there. Now, when the total for row Chukudi is 412,000. So all I need to do now, copy the first one and take it down. You can also drag down. That's the option. You double click at the edge here and drag it down. The same thing. Now, when you get to the total here, I'm saying that we can copy this one and paste it there. It will give us the same total. Now, the next item, please note this. Note this. You know that if I navigate towards the right-hand side, you will not see anything. You will not see the names of the staff anymore. Odushola, trying to say something. Odushola, you said you want to say something. Unmute yourself and talk. Odushola, unmute yourself and talk, please. Okay, so we are going on. Now, this is the total. But you need to look at under view. Last time, sorry, the last version that we used was known as Microsoft Excel 2007. So, but the one we are using today is 2016. I told you yesterday that you have some slight difference. I'll touch that aspect when we are wrapping up. So, but just look at this now. I said when we want to navigate to the right-hand side, we will not see Chukudi, Babatunde. That is, the names will disappear. They will be going. The names will go to the left-hand side of the sheet. But I want to be seeing the names. It's very important I see the names. So what I need to take advantage of is a tool. Microsoft Excel has a tool known as Freeze Pane. Look at it, it's at the top there. I hope you can see that. Free Spain. This Free Spain. My cursor is at Free Spain right now. Now, when you click on Free Spain option, it will freeze the area in a manner that any manner you want it to appear. For instance, I want to be seeing the headings, and I want to see the names. Because I want to see the headings and the name, I will freeze from this point, 100. But if I want to freeze from this point, it means that I'll be seeing all the regions above this. But that's not what I want. I want to see the header and the names. So for me to do that, I'll just put the cursor here, make sure the active cell is C4. Then I'll just click the Chinedu. You're raising your hand. Let me see. Chinedu, please type what please. The worksheet is not displaying on my screen, but a display of. Well, how can I help that? Let me see. Let me test. Chinedu, are you using computer or a mobile phone? Are you using a mobile phone, Chinedu? Chinedu Chinakwe. Are you using a mobile phone or a laptop? Because I'm trying to understand why you'll be seeing. From my end, is okay. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so now the total. So we now have. I want to freeze this portion. So the cursor is here. So I click. Now, if you look at this angle here, there's a drop down. Freeze pane, freeze top row, freeze first column. These are options of freezing. But I want to choose the first one, known as freeze pane. Okay, maybe this will serve better. Let me see. Can you see it now? Slide your screen to the right hand side. That's what Adebayo is suggesting. Slide your screen to the right side. Now I want to freeze this portion. So my cursor is here now. I said freeze pane. So I click on this freeze pane. Now once if I go to the right hand side, I can still see Chinedu, Chukudi, Babatunde, and other names. I can still see the names, and I can still see the heading. So now, having said that, good. We want to see if the goal was met. Now, the goal for us is that Mr. Chukudi, we're trying to ask questions. When you start to ask questions like this in Excel, it's known as logic. It's known as logic. So the question is, Did Mr. Chinedu, did Chukudi meet up with his monthly target of 1 million naira? This is the monthly target up there, 1 million naira. So the answer is no, because the total he got was this. But in Excel, that's not how we express it. We do it in a way that it should be automated. The process itself should be automated. So how do we do it? We use the if function. Now, there are many ways to look at it, but the if function is very, very easy to use. It's just like when you are discussing with someone and say, it's either a true or a false. Okay, that's where we are now. So we want to see whether everybody here had met the target. So you start with either equals to, or you come here. That's the formula bar. You use the formula bar, or you go to the insert. Another option is to go to insert. Let me see the formula. Oh no, it's under formula, insert function. Now, you know, insert function, these are options. I told you yesterday that Excel has several parts to do the same thing. Several ways you can do the same thing in Excel. So we want to use any of them, but basically this insert function contains everything. These are other options in there under the category, under the group known as functions library. So if I click this, if I chose this option, this window will pop up. I don't know if you've seen this window. With this window at the top here is a small window that can help you define what your goal is. So my goal for now, I want to use the if function. Even though I can see it here, I don't want to let you know that it contains thousands of other functions that if you want to filter them, you may not see them readily available here. So you use this window to search for it. And you click on go, it will come up. So now it has brought if. So I'll just click if, and I wait. This is the dialog box that will come up after such logical question. So this is logic. The first item you need to insert there is a logical test, which is, in this case, if you put this aside, in this case, we are saying that is total, that is cell 4, G4. Is it greater than? Is it greater than or equal to? Sorry. Or equal to 1 million. I don't know if you're seeing it. If you're not seeing it, please let me know. Is it greater than or equal to 1 million? Yes. Chinedu, welcome back. Now, what you've not missed much, so I can quickly recap. We are trying to use the logic function to determine whether all the 20 staff met up with their sales target. Now, the sales target in this case is 1 million naira per month. So either you have made up to 1 million naira, or no. If you have not made up to 1 million naira, the result will come up there that you've not met up. So instead of typing, the old school style is to say no or yes, yes, But number of staff might run into millions of staff, thousands of staff. Now, Excel is saying that, because of Excel is saying, don't do this, go this manual approach. It said automate the process. And for you to automate the process, you use the logic function. And logic function can be seen under formulas. You can either go through this formula bar. This is logic function here, insert function. It's a shortcut for that, for this insert function. But I would suggest that I recommend that you use this. Now, when you use this pop-up window will come up. This window will pop up. Then you want to describe what you want to do. It says type a brief description of what you want to do, then click go. So I want to use the if function. So I'll say go. Even though I'm seeing it, I can see it here right now because if function is a popular function that is used. That's why it's here. So these are the recommended ones. Okay, but I'm saying that there might be other functions that you want to use, but they are not readily available at the surface. Use this search window to search it out. So I select can now see if here. I select the if. Now, when you select the if, this dialog box comes up. Now, I was trying to explain this dialog box. I said this first item here is logic test. Now, if the logic test is confirmed, what the result should be is true. If it's not, the result should be false. So true or false. Now, how Excel publishes it is, or expects you to express the logic test, is for you to make it easy, you need to use the cells referencing. So in this case, the first cell we are using here is G4. This is G4, which is G4 is the total sales for Mr. Chukwudi. So I'm going to use that to arrive at the solution for Mr. Chukwudi, to know if Mr. Chukwudi actually is entitled to a bonus or not. So what we do is, first step, you click G4. You see that you manually type in G4, or you just use your cursor to touch it since it's still active. Now, since that is done, you now bring in the logic now. Is greater than or equal to 1 million. This 1 million is here already, so we don't need to type it. This is the target. The target is 1 million. Now, the next item is, the next cell that you need to update is, or the next window you need to update is value if true. Now, the value if true should be yes or no. Now, in Excel, when you want to bring up, when you are managing a dialog box like this and you want to bring in yes or no, and you just simply type yes, if you type yes, then when you say it's false, you say no. It will come up with error. It will naturally come up with error. So, but there's this parenthesis that comes at the top. So you need to put in a parenthesis. This way, so that the result will manifest. So in this case, the result is no. So looking at this dialog box alone, you know that the answer should be no. Now, you just use this, review this before you say okay. Now, so the first item here says is okay. The answer is no. If you copy this and paste in the next cell, sorry, let me see if this person is from here. Yeah. Good afternoon. Good evening. Yeah, please, I'm in a meeting now. But have you sent me the guy's contact? To this number? To this number. You are the man. Thank you. Don't call again, no, but I picked your call because of the emergency. No problem. Please come after hours. Thank you. Please, I'm sorry about that. It was an important call I've been waiting for since. So now, copy and paste is a special. You see, as we are going along, we'll get meeting some other important items that we need to explain. So take note of them as we explain them. Now, copy and paste in Excel is the next item we need to explain. We've explained freeze pane. And I've also told you that under freeze pane, you can unfreeze pane too. So for example, if you feel that you don't want to, you want to stretch out the entire thing, you go to view again and you unfreeze pane. Use the unfreeze pane. So that's, you already know. Now the next one I want to explain now is copy and paste. Rules regarding copy and paste. Now, you know that in the first instance, we left when we were trying to get this formula, the answer to this, we made use of this cell and the cell G4 and I2. How do we know this? Under formula, you can look at it this way. What I did was go to formula, tick precedent. Yeah, Chino, you can ask a question, please, but I don't know how you ask. You want me to unmute you first? But I don't know if it's possible. Don't worry, there'll be a time for question and answer questions. Just listen now.
All right,
I'll
okay.
mute everyone later and they'll ask questions.
It's just that
So please, let me. For me to arrive at this, no, I did not put it manually. I put it there after taking advantage of the if function. That's the logic function. Now, normally, for me to arrive to get the next person, I was supposed to copy and paste. But I'm saying that if you copy and paste, the answer will be wrong. And you see, the answer is wrong because this man, for instance, was able to get to Babatunde was able to get to the targets. The target or the goal is 1 million. So Babatunde was able to hit the 1 million. Even the next man, Emeka, got to 1 million. Uchenna got to 2 million. So this answer is wrong. Now, for us to be able to fix it, we need to discuss what is known as absolute referencing. Absolute referencing. Cell referencing is when you're copying and pasting in Excel, it goes along with a particular pattern. So for example, if you look at this first one, look at the formula bar closely. Look closely at the formula bar. You have if G4 is greater than equal to I2. Okay? Now, if you move to the next cell, which is I5. Now, look at it again. G5 is greater than or equal to I3. So it has actually moved along with it. It moved along with, as you move your cursor along the cells, it keeps moving along with you. So, but in some cases, you do not want some of the cell referencing to move along with it. So, for example, I don't want this I2, which is this one, is constant. It's constant, so there's no point. It does not need to move. It's constant. So for me to make it constant, I'll use what we call absolute referencing. So absolute referencing, in layman's term, is putting $ in front of the I and 2. That's this I2. So for me to put in this formula, I'll have to put $. This $ on your keyboard, you'll see it under above 4. And also you'll see it above, yes, above 4. So you can either put $ in front of I or in front of 2. But the shortcut is for you to put your cursor where you want it to be. Now you see that the cursor is blinking right now. So I'm currently inside the cell. Remember what we said yesterday, inside the cell. So for you to be inside the cell, the cursor will be blinking inside the cell. So when you look at my formula bar, so that my cursor is blinking inside the cell. So for me to put the $ automatically, I will go to F4, hit the key F4. Once you hit the key F4, the $ will come up. So the $ right now is in front of I and in front of 2. So we have $2 there. In some cases, you might just need to put 1 if you want the row to remain static. Then you put the sign in front of the 2. So if you press it again a second time, it will keep changing F2, F4 several times. So you can see that it will continue changing. So that's the rule. So, but I want it to be on both. That's why I'm leaving it there. So I move forward. Now, if I am not touching the G4 because G4 is variable, it's not constant. It will be changing as the people keep displaying their total sales against the budget or against the target. The result will be manifesting. So I'm copying this one that is okay now and pasting. Let me paste it in this first two. You can see that it's now yes, yes, yes. So let me paste it along to the end. Yeah, I2. Somebody's asking a very intelligent question here. That is Adebayo. Another person, Oji, OC also said, can we do pay special? Don't worry, we'll get there. We'll get to pay special, but this is not the kind of time we use pay special. Okay. Now, what I want to achieve here is to make sure that the formula conforms to a standard rule. So, and that rule is we want to make sure that we want to compare the total sales, which is on column G, against the target sales, which is 1 million. Now, another way to do this, according to which is what one of us is saying here, is instead of typing this $1, $I2, $I, $2, we can replace it with 1 million. It will also work. But that is not an efficient way of using Excel, because one of the things we want to do with Excel is, in the future, for instance, let's say you do this in month 1. In month 2, the management decides to review the target upward and say, uh, they want to make it 1.2 million, for example, or 1.5 million. You should just come to one single cell and just type 1.5 million, not to be fiddling with all the formulas. Do you understand? So that's why it is better to have it in a simple manner like this. So we now have a situation where everything is okay. So the next item here we need to look at is calculate the bonus. Calculate the bonus. To calculate the bonus, what we need to do is we start with equals to, or we go to the logic again. Now that logic function, which is similar to what we did earlier, but this time around we'll do it a bit different. So this is if, I assume that we already know this part, so I can easily go here and say if. So if, I'll then touch, look at what I'll do, simple. If this cell here is equal to yes, look at the parentheses there, no title, because if you miss it out, you'll get it wrong. If it's yes, what should we do? 2% of in that's multiplication of total sales. So instead of typing the figure, I will not touch I'll touch the cell. And that's what I've done now. So I touch the cell, which is G4. G4. Now, if the answer is no, what should happen? If the answer is not yes, what should happen? The result should be 0. That's what I want it to be. And so this is how the result will look like. So if you look at it here, on this page itself is telling you, or the window is telling you that the answer is 0. And common sense tells me that it's 0 because we're using Mr. Chukudi as a test case. So Mr. Chukudi's case is not entitled to any bonus. So I am going to put him by the side and say, okay. So that's the answer. Again, we look at it and say, should we copy and paste? I think the answer should be, let us test it. Let me zoom in a little so I can see it better. So this man is not entitled to any bonus, so he has 0. This man is not entitled to anyone, so 0, 0, 0, yes, yes. So we are home and dry. So the next thing is the presentation looks poor, so you use the comma separator, which is at the top of under home. This comma separator here will help us to put the comma, so we have it nice and clean. So that is it. Now we have used using this example, we have done the if. So what we've not done, or what we're leaving for a later date, is if inside if. When there are two conditions, when there are many more conditions, because sometimes, for example, you can say for someone to be entitled to a bonus, he must have hit a certain benchmark, and his department must have also hit a certain benchmark. That is what we are going to do at the next session. So we leave that for that session and leave that for advanced. Let me take a look at some of the questions that Rotimi wants me to recap. Okay. Jimo is saying you cannot hear me. Someone says he's lost. Don't worry, I'll find you. Please let me, Jimo, let me see you. Can I send a private message? Jimo? Yeah, please check your mic. Others can hear me. I will recap, please. I'll recap. You see, let me go back to this point here. Someone is saying I should recap on how I put the yes or no inside the logic. Okay, you must have, someone said, Joel, you're saying that you don't have FX insert at your end. So another way you can get that is, if you don't have it, look at this. If this is a formula bar, okay? In front of this formula bar, you have FX here. That's another shortcut for FX. Do you have that there? If you have it, the same thing, please. It's the same thing. So I want to recap a little. Logic is something that most of us use. When you are doing your, well, those of us that you want to do your payroll calculator, or to build your payroll calculator in the office, you need to make use of if the logic function. If the taxable pay is above this amount, if it's below this amount, this should happen. If it's above that amount, that should happen. So if function is very, very handy. It should be very handy when we are trying to use logic. Okay. Now, for me to bring in yes or a no inside logic, we must embrace parentheses. Look at parentheses by the side. Sorry, not parentheses, quotation marks. You must, this quotation mark, double inverted comma, is very important. Without it, your result will not display if you are not using figures. When you are using figures, you can do away with the quotation mark. But when you are not using figure under conditions like this, you must use the quotation, the quotation mark. Now, same thing here. Under this option, I put the quotation mark here. If not, my result will not manifest. So, for example, if I take it off like this, you will see that it will make a mess of my. Can you see? I don't know if you can see this. Showing name with question sign. So I'll undo because we need it. So, but if the result was supposed to be a figure, I don't need to put a quotation mark. Rotimi, I guess I've been able to recap.
No, not at all.
And there's some other wonderful features of Excel which I want to show you. And let me do one here. You see, look closely. You see that if I touch this cells, if you look at the formula bar, it comes with the formula. You're welcome. It comes with the formula. Now, sometimes when you are doing your computations, you need to take off the formula. You need to take off the formula. And for you to take off the formula, you use what you call paste special. Another function under the 2016 Excel is formulas. Under formula, display formula. Let me see if it's here. Should be somewhere. Should be here. There's an option called display formula. Let me see. Okay, it's not in this version. It's not in this version. Now, display formula is meant to, I think it's in the more latest version. Now, if you use the display, or yeah, if you use the display formula, it's supposed to bring up all the formulas. So, but that's not what we want to do. We want to copy this and paste in another sheet, such a way that the formulas will not come with it. So, for that to happen, it's an opportunity for us to explain space special. Please note this, space special. So I am highlighting this region. Highlight, copy. I go to the next tab. Then I right click. I want the pasting to start from this cell A1. So I right click. Look at this paste special. Now when you go further, there are so many options of paste special, but I want to go to I want to open up the window proper, paste special window. So I'm going to click this one at the base. I don't know if you can see this. If you can see it. Now, when I click this window will come up. This window is very powerful. It's a very powerful tool. Very powerful tool. It will help us do a lot, make life easy for everyone. It will make life so easy. So please be patient and watch me explain each of them. By default, when you copy and paste, this is what you're doing. You're pasting all formats. You're pasting all operations. This is what they call operations, addition, subtraction, whatever. So it comes with the formulas. The formulas will be there. Everything will come in there. But if you don't want the formula to come in, you click on value. You change this to value. Even if you don't want to do that too, you want to increase the number by a certain factor. Let me give, for example, I want all my values to increase by 10, or to be multiplied by 10, or to be divided by 10, or to subtract 10. What I can do is come here again. I click on this multiply. If it's multiplication, if it's division, whatever. If I want to transpose means turn it the other way. So for example, let's try the transpose option now. So you see what it will look like. Transpose. So this is what transpose will do. It will convert the column to row. Rows becomes column. Remember yesterday I said for you to expand this automatically, what you can do is you highlight all the region and go to any of this middle side and double click. It will fit in properly. Auto fit. Okay. So you now see that initially we had the names on column A or B, column B, but now we have it on the row 2, because we use the transpose option. Transpose. Okay. So if I go to the next cell, I say I want to do special copies because I've already copied it. I want to paste special and I want to paste value. Value. Using the paste value, it will come up in the same way, but no more formulas. No more formats. No more format, no more formula. Now let's do some other thing. You copy again. You've already copied, so I want to paste special again. Now paste special, I want to paste the format. The format. So it come up like this. The format is just there, nothing, just empty, naked. Let's paste special again. this time around, we want to paste special formulas. So the formulas is what we want to paste. Sorry, sorry, undo. Undo is Control Z. Sorry, let's see. I want to see what it did again. Formulas, okay. Formula. So this one comes with the formula. But the formula is still there intact. Now, let's look at this. Let's use this as a sample. I want to copy, I want everything here to be divided by 100. So what I need to do is to pick a cell like this, like H, and I just type 100. Please note this one. It's a very quick way of reducing numbers if you want to. Let's assume you are in charge of payroll, and they now said, gentlemen, we payroll man, please can you okay, somebody said I should recap. Chinedu said I should recap from logic statement. Okay. And another said absolute referencing. Okay, good. I will illustrate that absolute referencing using simple examples so that you get it clearly. Now, for logic, recapping from logic, let's go back here to first sheet. Now, logic is used when you want to compare things. You want to, for example, you might be a teacher and you want to score people A, B, C, or D, pass or fail. These are options. Like when we take our ICAN exams, they normally pass us. Either we have carryover. Yeah, Kiki, I'm doing this. I'm doing exactly that. So in this case, ABC Trading Company wants to reward her staff, especially the ones he wants to reward the staff who meet up with the monthly goal. The monthly goal in this instance is 1 million sales figure, which is what you have under cell I2, 1 million. So let me color it so that, sorry. Let me color it so you can see this. So this is the sales target goal, sales goal. Now, for any staff that meets with the sales goal, the results should come up here on this column I as yes. Did this man meet up with the sales goal? The answer is no. This one, Babatunde meet up with the sales goal? The answer is yes. No, yes, no, yes. So now, basically, we need to confirm. I'm taking this off so that I can illustrate it clearly from this point. Okay, we want to know, we can actually do it manually by typing yes, no, yes, no, yes, no.
Hello?
So by typing yes, no, I don't understand what, Halimat, I don't understand what you mean by mute. I mute everyone, yes. I mute everyone so that no distraction from the background. Now, yes, no, yes, no. So the goal is to put yes, no, yes, no. The crude way is to type it manually. For example, I will say no, yeah, yes, yeah, yes again, manually, and no, okay? But we're saying that this method is very crude because this information, the staff strength might get up to 1 million staff. Or yes, and if you are going to do this yes, no, it means it might take you 3 days or 2 days to finish one simple project. Okay, so instead of waiting that long, what you can do is you bring in logic. Logic would allow you to compare. So you put conditions. The condition in this case is any staff that is able to hit the sales target, monthly sales target of 1 million naira should have a yes. And that yes means you a bonus of 2% of your sales, 2% of your monthly sales. So now it will prepare the staff to work harder so that they will hit the sales target. It's possible that Mr. Chukudi in this month could not meet his sales target because of COVID-19. While Mr. Babatunde was able to meet up with his sales target because he was able to manage COVID-19 better. Maybe he discovered that he can work online and was able to translate, to bring in more sales than normal. While Mr. Chukudi is still in the primitive method, giving excuse of COVID-19. Okay? So how we can do this is very simple. We make use of the formula tool known as function. So I'm saying that it's possible that you do not have this at your end. So if you don't have it at your end, so I'm going to delete this one using clear content. I right click, I clear content. I want it to be blank. Okay. So now, what do I need to do? I can use this formula bar. This formula bar will bring the same thing because this is F insert function. So I click this, it will bring up this window. Now from this window, what I can do is, if function did not appear here, it's already here though. But in case if it's not here, what I'll do is I'll type F here if on this search window. Then I click go. It will bring up that function amongst this. And if you look closely at the base here, the function that you highlighted here will be explained. Check whether a condition is met and return one value if true and another value if false. That's how if function operates. So you just click OK. And once you click OK, this dialog box comes up. This dialog box is a logic box. It comes with three windows. Now, if you're able to interpret the logic properly, the result will be correct. So in this case, I want to interpret the logic using Mr. Chukudi as a test case. Mr. Chukudi, did Mr. Chukudi meet up with the goal? Now, Mr. Chukudi, his total sales is on G4. So I'll then say G4 is greater than or equal to, I can type 1 million. But I'm also saying that this is a crude method, because if this method worked for me in month 1 up to month 6, management might change their policy. And it means that if I put it this way, I will need to come again and manually fiddle it. So instead of me to go this way, what I'll do is I'll pick this cell I2. So I'll just say I2. Another way to pick I2 is to touch the I2 cell with my cursor. So I can easily touch it this way and it will also reflect. So just like this. Now, the next question you ask yourself is, what should be the next box? The next box says, if the value above is true, if true, what should happen? The answer to if is true, what I expect the answer to be is a yes. And if it's false, the answer should be no. But I am saying to you now that note closely that there's this quotation mark there beside the yes. That quotation came in automatic. automatically right now. But if you are using an older version of the Excel, it might not come automatic like that. So if it's not there, use your hand to type this quotation mark. So now if I go up and review, I need to go out of this cell here, and I want to look at. So you see, the result is no. Now, when you look at it, you compare it using common sense. Take a look at it. Is that correct? Is this result supposed to be no? The result is supposed to be no. So I would then say to myself that it's okay. So this result is correct. So I'll say okay, and I move on. The next thing I would like to do is to apply the same formula to other staff members. So I'm saying that if you copy this and paste down, your answer will be wrong. The answer is wrong because you did not apply the rule of absolute referencing. Absolute referencing is meant to define certain parameters. Let me give you an example. In this case, we have 1 million naira here on cell I2 as static. It's not going to change, but the variable is this one, column G. As we continue to move along this cell down here, the formula will be changing. Now, look at it closely. Just look at this formula bar closely. You have G if G4 is greater than I2. That's what we have here. Okay. Yes, comma, no, comma. Now, if you move to the next cell, which is cell I5, you have G5 instead of G4. You now have I3 instead of I2. So it means that as you're copying, Excel will be changing it on its own automatically. When you want to bring in absolute, if you don't bring in absolute referencing in this instance, your result will always be wrong. Now, why do I say this? In this formula, I2, this I2 is constant and should not change. So even when I'm here, this should be 2, I2. This 3. So if I change this 3 to 2, the answer should be correct. Should be correct. Now, but what I'm trying to tell you here, for you to not to be doing it manually, a better approach is to bring in $sign. That $sign is what we call absolute referencing. Now, the $sign, you need to bring it in front of the I and in front of the 2. For you to be able to bring it in, what you need to do is you put your cursor inside the cell, not on top of the cell. Currently, the cursor is on top of the cell. But now, I'm going to put it inside by clicking this point inside the inside the formula bar. You can see that if your cursor is inside the cell, it will be blinking. Now, what it's trying to tell you here is that it's ready to accept your information. So what I'll do here is a shortcut. Note that there's $sign on top of your keyboard, on top of 4, figure 4, if you're using a standard keyboard. But a shortcut could be to now press the key F4. And when you press the key F4, $sign will come up in front of the 2. If you press it again, the $sign will disappear in front of I, and you see only $sign in front of 2. If you press it again, the $sign is now in front of I and not in front of 2. If you press it again, the $sign disappears. If you press it again, $sign comes up. So that is one method. And the second method is that you can manually type in the $sign. The $sign that you see on top of 4. That is another method. So what I will tell you is any method that is okay by you, please just go ahead and use. Now, we don't need to touch the G4 because that is the variable. It's going to be changing. So we don't need to touch it. So we've now gotten our absolute referencing. Right. So we've now gotten it right for the first one. So since we are correct in the first one, we just copy and paste on the others. Then when we copy paste and paste, we will check if it's correct. So we test. How do we test? We use common sense to look at it now. This first one says no. This one is right because 1.2 million is above 1 million. This is 1,012,000 is above. So it's yes, yes, and no, and yes, and no. So we are on track. Let me see the question. Excellent. So thank you. Halima, do you still have any other comment? Because you said I should, that I mute you. Yes, I mute you. So now I think I've recapped up to this point. Now, the next item is I want to see the bonus here, calculation. Let me clean up this area too so that we can get it together. I use the clear content.
I'm not getting it at all.
At this point, perfect. Perfect. I like it when I have positive feedback like this. Okay, so now the next item we want to calculate the monetary value because it's not only yes or no. Some people will say, "Is it yes or no that we will chop?" No, it's not yes or no. You need the money. Okay, for you to get the money, another way, a way that you can do that, what you can do now is to say, okay, I get it. So now I want to calculate Chukwudi's. Once you calculate Chukwudi's zone, you know that, and if you get it right, then everything will flow. So the rule is 2% of the sales value if the staff is able to hit the sales target. So what I want to do now is equals to, or take that off. Let's use the logic function. So I'll go to this logic function here. I click logic. I use if function, which is this one. So this window will open again, and I'll have it. I'll just put it here so that I can be seeing it myself. Now, the first logic here is logic test. The logic test says G. No, not G again. I4 is equal to yes. If the answer is true, but note this, it's showing that there's an error, and the error is the quotation mark that is missing. But let's continue. If the answer is true, what should you do? 2% of total sales, which is G4. If the answer is false, no. If the value is false, no. So now, I will then put the quotation mark so that I can take off the error there. Now, if you take the cursor out, you see that we are already getting our results. So you see, we have no value. So even though you don't have anything there, the answer is correct. So I copy this and paste